In 1988.
Yes, we played Israel twice in the last few years, and drew twice in Tel Aviv.
The dominant centre-back pairing once again of Escobar and Perea. The man on the ball with the captain's armband, of course. We all recognise him by now, Carlos Valderrama. But Israel, Valderrama, of course, so much will revolve around him. And here he is once again, always looks comfortable on the ball. The South against those sides for political reasons. And here they are, again, Iguaran making space. The target man up front, Valderrama.
Took our players about the first half to get used to this little give and goes and the 1-2s and another team playing so short as this. In the second half, we stressed it out. We owned it up ourselves.
Now the Colombians beginning to settle all the Israelis, and look at Higuita there, way out of his goal, 40, 50 yards. Well, we've said before, Higuita plays like a sweeper at times. That's enough to give the managers grey hairs, I should think, John.
Well, the managers told him to do that, Phil.
That's some solid tackling coming in, but it's a lively opening here in Barranquilla, and it's a fair one too. None of the cynicism so far that they might have expected. Field. And the Colombians beginning to put together some fluent football here. Valderrama always seems to find space in midfield, doesn't he, Don? And of course plays his football now in the French First Division with Montpellier. There's no question about this Israeli team's fitness. They've got a hold who they're hoping will be able to at least fire one away goal for them this evening.
With the clubs improving, as well as the national team, and players going abroad, it's making them a better all-round team. You know, I mean, obviously, you don't like to see good players leave your country, but it does help in experience.
Now a real chance for Colombia in the box. Play on, says the referee. Shot dangerous coming his way. Carlos Valderrama, unmistakable figure of the Colombian playmaker. And he looks playing it wide, and they've lost possession. Now Colombia on the break. Iguaran in all sorts of space here. Iguaran one-on-one goes for the shot. The tall black number 15 there, just in vision, leaves it for Valderrama. He's missed nothing so far. He and Escobar are doing an excellent job on containing what little threat the Israelis have so far managed to muster. This is Perea, leaves it for Hoyos. They really are hungry for the ball, the Colombians, aren't they, in this first half? In the red and blue, and the winners of the Oceania Group, Israel.
Outside the box, they let people run in free and offside.
South American in style?
Yes.
Valderrama pushing, probing, prompting the forwards as Israel flood out. Play on, says the referee. Valderrama picks up the pieces once again, the orchestrator for Colombia. That's a waste. In 1962 in Chile, when they went out early in the competition. Colombia have caught in the corner flag. Almost all the play now being concentrated in the Israeli half of the field. Valderrama just tries a little dink. Valderrama trying to rather casual fashion. And now they're funneling back to get as many men behind the ball as possible. Danger every time Valderrama's on the ball. Redding, Valderrama, a little bit too ambitious. Once again, the Colombians stringing together half a dozen good passes, a good telling ball from Valderrama. Iguaran to the Glasgow Rangers side following an injury to England's Chris Woods. Now this is Valderrama, plays, as we've said, in the French First Division for Montpellier.
In our way, it's the high ball into the box to the big man, or a dead ball situation.
Well, once again, the Colombian back line nail his heart, but once again they're back defending as they relinquish possession. And Valderrama this South American maestro. Here he is, might think about a shot. Wants to get it through to Higuaín. Now it's on to this. Back it'll come through Escobar. Valderrama on the left. Colombia once again, inevitably I suppose, Valderrama. Israel, the winners of the Oceania group, they getting through in a table which included New Zealand and Australia, and they won their...
Well, he's tall enough.
Well, certainly, and he gets a header in straight away there to deny Israel from the free kick. Now here he is to make here perhaps his first meaningful contribution to the game. Not with great conviction, the clearance from Israel, and they haven't got it very far. Higuaín dummies, goes round the fullback. Cross into the near post. Can the... So Galliano has already given an early hint of what he can do, unlocking the Israeli rear guard and laying on the first chance of the second half after... Valderrama has certainly in front of their own fans in Barranquilla. Second half substitute Galliano has already made an impact in the game. Goes for the return from Valderrama, denied this time by an Israeli boot. Up in the light blue here, playing from right to left. It's live World Cup football on Screen Sport. We're in Barranquilla for this World Cup playoff, the first of two legs. Colombia in the red against Israel. The score 0-0. And we're just about 7 minutes into the Sahara here in Colombia all week. I think the whole of Barranquilla was trying to crowd into the stadium here at least 2 hours before kickoff for this one. Tremendous backdrop, great drama in this Caribbean seaport. And football at the moment in Colombia really is the Ruud Gullit of South America. I seem to remember Gullit himself having a very quiet start to the European Championships, of course, for the Netherlands last summer, and then all came good in the final. So perhaps Valderrama saving himself here. As the keeper's out to block, not sure where the ball is. And Alvarez it was, denied by Ginsberg's rush. Well, teasing and tormenting. And he's about to receive the ball again. A lovely chip from Valderrama. Can he turn the cross in from the byline? Cut out by the keeper. There are 25 minutes remaining for Colombia to find the goal that their dominance has deserved in this game. The first of two, don't forget. So all will not be lost if it stays like this. But since England also unable to break down this Israeli team in February of last year in a friendly in Tel Aviv, which also finished Israel 0, England 0. That's the scoreline here in Barranquilla. Colombia line up the shot. It's the Colombians once again. They've had all the possession. Valderrama, he's seen plenty of the ball, as we knew he would. But look at that once again. Sterling defensive work from the Israelis. The Colombians at times are making it a little easy for them, Don.
Well, they are, because they're doing the same thing. I mean, it's a little give and go, and if the first man doesn't get it, the man behind gets it.
Well, Higuaín, there's a buzz around the stadium every time he's on the ball. South American extravagance, Jose Rene Higuaín, giving us the highlight of the second half here. And just to rub salt into the wounds as he launches on a 40-yard mazy dribble to the halfway line. One of the Israeli defenders gets booked for having the temerity to bring him down. Now this is Galliano. That's a good ball. Galliano with a chance, it's there! Galliano has done it! And once again, on the far side, back come Colombia. Now their tails are up. What do you think that goal will do for the Israeli morale, Don? Will they be able to break potential from them? Has been virtually eliminated with that substitution. Just Ohana, long wait, has its reward. 28 minutes into the second half. Colombia edging Israel here by the solitary goal. Scored by the substitute. Here they are once again into the Israeli box. Valderrama in the 28th minute of this second half. So the minutes tick by here in Barranquilla. The crescendo of noise continues unabated in the new stadium. Higuaín, he's had a quiet 10 minutes, hasn't seen too much of the ball, and all they can do from the touchline is sweat it out, looking for a second. And what could have been a potentially explosive encounter here has been played in an excellent spirit. We've seen plenty of good football, most of it, of course, from the team in red. Much of it from these two players. Higuaín for indeed now. There's not too much movement around the pitch. That is indeed the final whistle. There it is. Monsieur Valtreux brings to a conclusion the first of two legs here in Barranquilla. The final score